Willie D live.
What's up, family? Donald Trump, your president, is not happy these days, family. Oh man, he's absolutely not happy about the numbers that he drew for his State of the Union on Tuesday. Yeah, he's been going around the White House slapping staff members and boo-booing and stuff, before he can get to the toilet. Um, they say uh, this morning or something, he was rolling down the hallway, just rolling, kind of like you drop and roll when there's a fire or something. They say the dude is he's losing it. He's absolutely losing it, all because of his dismal numbers for his State of the Union address. Now, what did those numbers look like? Well, he had an estimated 32.6 million viewers who watched Donald Trump like a rug on Tuesday, February 24th. While it was the longest televised State of the Union in modern history at 107 minutes, it drew the smallest crowd. Yeah, family, Trump loves to talk numbers. He loves that. And he loves crowds, but don't look like the crowd loved him in this situation. Yeah, here's an historical comparison. The audience was down roughly 11%. That's 4 million viewers from his 2025 address to a joint session of Congress, which drew 36.6 million people. Yeah, it was bad, fam. It's really, really bad. And, one of the reasons why it was so bad is because people knew that Trump would lie like he did. A lot of people's like, man, I'm not finna watch that, man. He ain't gonna do nothing but stand up there and lie. And boy, did he ever lie. I'm about to do some fact checking, fam. We're about to do some fact checking. Trump falsely claimed that he inherited a stagnant economy with inflation at record rates. Annual growth in real GDP was 2.5% or higher each year under former President Joe Biden. The annual inflation rate was 3%, down from its peak of 9.1% under Biden when Trump took office. Trump went on to claim that the economy is roaring like never before, but real GDP growth in 2025 was down 2.2%, according to a federal estimate. Also, the unemployment rate has increased slightly under Trump. He misleadingly claimed that prices are plummeting downward because of his policies. The annual rate of inflation has declined, but prices overall are still increasing. And I'm sure y'all know what I'm talking about. Trump's claim that more Americans are working today than at any other time in history in our country, while accurate, doesn't account for population growth. Job growth slowed at a bit last year. The president misleadingly claimed that Americans will now pay the lowest price anywhere in the world for drugs. Whew. The administration's negotiations with drug companies may have lowered prices for some specific drugs in certain situations, but there is no evidence of a widespread decline in prices. He repeatedly exaggerated that claim. In 12 months, I secured commitments for more than $18 trillion pouring in from all over the globe. Now, that was a lie, fam. What is the deficit? Somewhere like $40 trillion? And you seriously think that he closed the gap damn near halfway in 1 year? Okay. Trump made the unsupported claim that the flow of deadly fentanyl across our border is down by a record 56% in 1 year. The lie detector determined that was a lie. He continued to exaggerate the decline in gasoline prices. saying that this is a big one right here, fam. He said that there are now below $2.30 a gallon in most states. In no state in the United States is there an average of $2.30 for gasoline. Nowhere. The nationwide average is $2.94. So he just flat out lied. He's off by what? 64 cents. See, that's not a mistake. That's a calculated lie. He said that gas prices were below $2.30 a gallon in most states. In no state was the average that low. Not one state. Trump continued to make his inflated claim about ending 8 wars. He claimed to have presided over a tremendous renewal of religion in America. But recent polling has found the opposite. Trump claimed that $1,776 warrior dividend bonus checks paid to military personnel came from tariffs revenue, but it was actually a relocation of funds initially earmarked for an increased housing allowance. I mean, the lies, man, like they lie like we ain't, they lie, they know we know they're lying, but they lie anyway. They know we can easily pull this stuff up and see what the truth is, but they'll tell the lie anyway. He repeated his unsupported claim that many immigrants came from prisons and mental institutions, and he wrongly claimed that the Biden administration allowed in 11,888 murderers. He boasted about stock market gains since his election, but the gains were less than each of the last 2 years under Biden. Did you hear what I said? Stock market gains in his first year, back in his second term, were less than each of the last 2 years under Biden. He exaggerated when he said his signature legislation eliminated tax on tips, overtime, and Social Security benefits for seniors. The tax breaks are substantial, but do not apply to all individuals. I heard some of y'all bragging about how you don't have to pay taxes on your tips or your overtime. That's what I heard a guy saying. On overtime, you wouldn't have to pay taxes. Lie detector determined that was a lie. As he has for years, Trump insisted without evidence that cheating is rampant on our elections, and he claimed legislation was needed to stop illegal aliens from voting through evidence suggests that that's rare. Trump claimed that the federal budget could be balanced if we're able to find enough of that fraud. The most recent budget deficit was $1.8 trillion, more than 3 times higher than the highest federal estimate of government money lost annually to fraud. Did you hear that? The most recent budget deficit was $1.8 trillion, more than 3 times higher than the highest federal estimate of government money lost annually to fraud. He claimed that he inherited rampant crime at home and later boasted that last year, the murder rate saw its single largest decline in recorded history. Crime and murder was down last year, continuing a trend that began in 2022 when Trump was not the president. He made a dubious claim that his increased tariffs would one day replace income taxes, something many economists say doesn't add up. Trump claimed that the U.S. obliterated Iran's nuclear weapons program last year Experts have said the program was damaged but not destroyed, and Trump is now considering military action over Iran's nuclear program. Trump said the Republicans would always protect Medicaid. The One Big Beautiful Bill Act's changes to the program reduce spending for more than $9 billion and are estimated to result in 7.5 million fewer people with health care. We can stop right there, fam. But the lies do continue. I had a few more, but it's not necessary. You know what? Nah, I got to give it to him. I'm going to give it to him raw. Trump said American oil production is up by more than 600,000 barrels a day, when crude oil and production increased by 334,600 barrels per day in his first full 10 months in office. He also claimed that the U.S. natural gas production increased to an all-time high because he kept his promise to drill, baby, drill. Production of natural gas was already at record levels before he took office. Trump's February 24th address was longer than any prior State of the Union, clocking in at over 1 hour and 47 minutes as measured by the American Presidency Project at the University of California, Santa Barbara. And it was the longest and it was the least watched. Something that he was absolutely not happy about. He thought that that would be enough to continue to deflect from the Epstein files. The lie detector determined that that was a lie. We want to see those files. I know I do. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.